So I got a delivery, and now I have a problem. This is a big enclosed headboard for go in front of the Zacklift there on my truck. And Rusty likes it. What do you think, bud? Yeah, you excited about it? Me too. The only problem is I got to figure out how to get it lifted up and put right here. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. You probably hear the little wrecker over there rattling away, getting warmed up. We're going to try to use that to put that headboard up here. The issue is that little wrecker does not have anywhere near the height or the reach to get that up in place there. This does, and would be wonderful to use to do it, but this can't reach up here. Now I know the little wrecker doesn't have that kind of reach, but my thought is, if my stubbornness is greater than its capability, we can still make this happen. We got the track Jeep warming up, we got the big wrecker warming up, the little wrecker should be warmed up by now. But we just need to move this out of the way because the little wrecker needs to sit here. That way that trailer there can assist us in my idea I got going on here. Oh man, am I excited for track Jeep season. This winter is going to be a tough balance between that truck and the track Jeep, but I'm excited for track Jeep season. Okay, we just slung it off the wrecker. I pulled it up and kind of set it on the wheel lift to stabilize it. Backed it over here. Now we're going to pick it up off the wheel lift, boom it out there on the ground, and set it down. And then now I'm going to do some creative rigging. Okay, I need to correct myself. Nothing about this is actually in any way creative at all. This is a standard practice done by thousands of people every day. It's a very normal deal. So we've got a rim sling down here around the suspension of this trailer, come up to a soft shackle, over a 55,000 pound recovery strap. Rusty approves. And then we come over here. We're coming off the top of that trailer. That's part of what's given us our height here. And then we're shackled in here to what is becoming our skyline. We're basically going logging. See, I grew up in Northern California, in the redwoods, logging country. And with my heavy haul company, most of my customers were loggers. And I moved tons of log equipment around. I was never a logger, but I've worked with loggers a lot. So what we're basically building is a yarder. So that's our skyline right there. Goes over, we're gonna boom up, way up in the air, so our skyline starts from up there and is downhill to that trailer. This is essentially our carriage that our load is gonna ride on. It goes to a master link to where we've got this thing slung, and this one right here is gonna be our haulback line. That's what's gonna control it. So it's called a haulback because normally how it works is yarders send the carriage down on the skyline there, and when you slack that skyline down, yeah, the newer ones have the fancy motorized carriages, but we're talking shotgun carriage here. When you slack the skyline down, it lowers it to the ground to Rusty there. You hook on your Rusty or your logs, whatever. Then when you tension the skyline, it picks it back up, and then the haulback line pulls Rusty back up the mountain to the yarder. We're basically gonna do the opposite, but in all reality, it's the same thing. Okay, up we go. How funny would it be if we pulled that trailer over? Okay, that's what we got there. Tension our skyline, which raises it up. We don't have nearly enough downhill. Dang it. That's all the boom I got. Well, okay. I guess we don't need our haul back, so I'll just free spool that. of slack on our skyline. Just gonna set it right down. Look at that! All right. So now that it is there, I am going to disconnect this stuff. I'm going to pull all that wrapping and stuff off before I move it forward against the truck there, and then I got to put the rubber pads under it and all that before I clamp it in place. So I'm going to do that. All right, it is on there, bolted down, mounted. All that plastic crap is off of it. Still a little bit more tape I got to get off. I think I need to heat it to get it off, though. It's like on there good. But yeah, this is my new headboard. It might be able to come just a hair farther forward, but I gotta wait till the cab drops all the air out of the suspension. The cab's on airbags, it has its own suspension in there. To see how close that gets, as you can see right there, the old headboard would hit the cab when the cab dropped down out of air, so I don't want it to be too close. But it is enough clearance to open all the doors right here. So I still got my rear window here, so I don't want to give up rear window. This one is all drawers here, or shelving, so you can put different stuff in here. I think I'm going to put in one of these an inverter to charge all the batteries, like the power tools and stuff. The center door I got to drop down instead of swing out. That way there's not an interference issue with all this stuff. It can sit right down to it. Got a whole storage compartment in there. And then over here, if I can reach, is that's going to be all the chain and binder storage in there. So that all the chains that are in the side box that truck down there paying to get to, they're going to all hang right here. So I have all my tie down and recovery chains all in one spot. And then for my hydraulic hoses and connections, these have these 45s on both ends, and that is so I could run them down. We had them up from the factory. That's just how I happened to install it, but I flipped the fittings around. So now these hoses drop down, go underneath the headboard. That fancy hydraulic setup is right there, clear of everything. Can still get to the valve on the back side to flip it between wrecker and trailer, and then I'll probably be able to mount some like brooms and shovels and stuff long ways under here. So that fills up that space there I have in between very nicely. Gives me a whole bunch more storage. Not cheap storage, but a bunch more storage, and that is desperately needed on this setup. So I got all of this truck's gear put back away. This whole mess is gonna have to stay and wait for later, because I got to get this truck to town for a Halloween event at a school. That's why I didn't film a whole lot of this. I just had to get it done. I am on kind of a timeline here. So yeah, that is how we do that. And I got to get going. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.